Most people don't spend enough time focusing on these 6 major pillars of travel planning that we're going to go over today. First is going to be tied in with the second one. It's going to be the length of your trip, and then it's going to be talking about picking a destination. And those go hand in hand because if your destination is nearby and you can do a short trip or a road trip in the car, that's a lot different than trying to figure out how you're going to go across the world to somewhere like Japan. And you're going to want to spend longer time there to make it worth the travel getting there. And with longer travel plans, you're going to try and want to gamify how you're going to get as much time off of work as possible for most of us that are employed. And we're going to make a video about how to maximize your PTO in a given year. That way you can make that a reality. The next is choosing travel destinations. We'll make another video on this too, but if you're talking about being a young person like me or even younger, there's some more difficult places to get to in the world and that are more physically demanding for the activities when you're there, that are things that you might think about prioritizing while you're young rather than somewhere easy to go to like Paris or a large city when you're older. And so it really is going to depend on what you want to do when you're there and how you're going to go about your travel planning for your lifetime. Number 3 is about companions. That's going to be who you're traveling with. There are different aspects to traveling, whether that's solo, whether that's with friends, or whether that's with family. And so I've been on all 3 types of these trips, and they all come with their own different vibe. And so you got to know what you want for that destination and that trip and who you plan on going with. And that's really going to affect how that trip turns out. Number 4 is about lifestyle. So there are different aspects of traveling when it comes to, are you a budget traveler? Are you kind of middle of the road? You know where to splurge, and luxury travel. So you have to figure out what kind of bucket you're going to fit this trip into and what fits your lifestyle and how you like to travel. And that goes hand in hand with number 5, which is going to talk about cost and budgeting of this trip. And there, you can spend as much as you possibly want to with travel. The upper limit is really as high as you want to set it. But there's also a floor of traveling and being as budget as possible. Most people don't want to go that route. I've been that route. It is rewarding when you're young, and the only way you can travel is to pinch pennies, but there's a happy medium in there, and we'll talk about that in the future as well. And finally, coming with those destinations, you may not know the activities that you want to do before you book the trip. And that's kind of the exciting part about picking the destination and then figuring out what there is to do when you're there. This is where I like to spend most of the money on my trip, is on the experiences, not the hotel, and certainly not the airfare. So this is something that you're going to spend a lot of time on your trip once you get down the big cornerstones of how you're going to get there, how long you're going to be there, and where you're going to go. If you're trying to figure out how to plan the perfect trip, follow me for more.